A little later tonight, we have hard-hitting police drama in Closing Ranks. City cop goes to the country, and the result is corruption and brutality. Closing Ranks is at 10:40.
Burglary. Car theft. Assault with a deadly weapon. Arson. GBH. Possession. Criminal damage.
The Bill confronts the issues of today and makes them into the drama of tomorrow.
9 o'clock Tuesday and Wednesday. Prime Suspect 2.
Our prime suspect has to be whoever was living here when she was buried.
A simple case, or so it would seem.
I'd be careful if I were you.
But the reality is quite different.
Don't want my sister dragged into this.
And the truth is as terrifying as the crime.
Look, Gov, what I need now is to know what went on in that interview room.
Have you seen her before, Tony?
9 o'clock Tuesday and Wednesday. Prime Suspect 2. We have a programme change tomorrow night at 11:40 when Fight Night gives way to Central Sports Special and Ipswich plays Aston Villa. You will have boxing on Wednesday, however, also in Central Sports Special. Next tonight, it's news.
I'm a secret lemonade drinker. Always. I'm trying to give it up, but it's one of those nights. Always lemonade. I'm a secret lemonade drinker. Always lemonade. Always lemonade.
Share the fantasy. Chanel number 5.
Forget the usual stocking fillers this Christmas. New low call from Vodafone is a low user tariff with low price connection, low price line rental and affordable phone purchase. Call charges are higher, but then you'll only be using the service when you really need to. New low call from Vodafone. When you can't phone, boom!
Italiani. Baci.
Baci. Delicious praline and roast hazelnuts, wrapped in fine milk chocolate.
Senti, per fortuna che l'hai lasciato però,
Cappuccini.
Almeno questo è generoso,
Oh, blimey.
Baci, irresistibly Italian.
No, I'm going away for Christmas.
Going away? Well, where?
Turkey, Paxos. Bye.
Hey, what is this? What is all this with the hammering, with the do-it-yourself? What was he looking for, this guy? Well, he wanted some kind of special place, so he put in some of this. He left out some of that. And he was thinking, hey, absent friends, let them be absent from some other place. Because this place, it was such a, wow, what a nice place. Like they say, what goes around comes around, eh?
The spirit of Chanel.
I'm a secret lemonade drinker. Always. I'm trying to give it up, but it's one of those nights. Always lemonade. Always lemonade. Always lemonade. hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it.
My husband worships the God I walked on. When he hears about this, he will explode!
Oh, blimey. This better not what Wednesday beers ain't like it, eh?
I'm telling you, there's something moving in it, ain't us.
We don't have much time.
It's Christmas time!
A late movie tonight, 12:10, stars Fernando Rey in My General, a Spanish military psychodrama with English dialogue. Now though, it's 10 o'clock and it's time for the news from ITN.
From the headquarters of ITN, News at 10, with Trevor McDonald.
Yeltsin and his reform program suffer a devastating blow. Ashdown comes under mortar attack in Bosnia. Perth prison siege ends, a hostage is released unharmed. And discarded in the dustbin, how Britain gained its first world heavyweight title for almost a century. Good evening. The entire future of economic reform in Russia hangs in the balance tonight after President Boris Yeltsin suffered a crushing defeat in the Russian parliament. For many weeks, and especially during the Congress which ended today, Mr. Yeltsin had fought to keep his reformist Prime Minister Yegor Gaidar. Today, he gave up that fight, and with it, almost certainly, his dream of accelerating the pace of economic reform. The man with whom Mr. Yeltsin must now do business is already hinting at a return to some centralized planning. Here's our Moscow correspondent, James Mates.
Communist supporters jubilant near Red Square this evening. For 2 weeks, hardliners have been locked in combat with President Yeltsin. Tonight, it was the president who blinked. Just 4 days ago, he was threatening a national referendum because Yegor Gaidar was rejected as prime minister by Russia's conservative parliament. He then won a deal which would have allowed him to keep the architect of his reforms as at least his acting prime minister. But he ducked the challenge, instead handing the most powerful job in his cabinet to Viktor Chernomyrdin, a little-known conservative who was once a minister under communism. The new man said he was for reform, but on his own terms.
I am for reform, but not through the impoverishment of the people.
Hardliners applauded, but the reformers were devastated. Gaidar immediately announced his resignation from the government.
Of course I'm going to resign, and I will not be staying in the government.
It's expected several other reformist ministers will leave the cabinet as well. Yeltsin's spokesman tried to explain the dumping of Gaidar as a tactical retreat.
So not to endanger the social order, certainly he was obliged to make some maneuvers.
Did he lose his nerve?
No.
A robust denial, but the impression here is that Yeltsin has abandoned the reformers. And impressions count, particularly in the West, where potential investors will not be encouraged by what's happened today. Russia is desperate for investment to modernize areas like its oil industry. But Western firms have stayed on the sidelines to see which way the wind is blowing. They will now remain sceptical. There must be doubt too about the future of the privatization program. Everyone's been given vouchers to invest in Russian shops or factories. But with the reformers gone, will hardline ministers ever expose wasteful, heavy industry to market forces? It's more likely they'll want to continue giving subsidies, the same subsidies that are swallowing up the budget and fueling inflation. The difference now is that increasingly Chernomyrdin and his new ministers will take these decisions rather than a weakened President Yeltsin. James Mates, News at 10, Moscow.
For an assessment of the damage to Mr. Yeltsin, James Mates joins me now from Moscow. James Mates, we've been down this road before, but are we talking tonight about the death knell for Russian economic reform?
Well, the men who've taken over here are no friends of reform. They've fought a guerrilla campaign against the Gaidar reforms for the last few months, and now they're in charge. That does not necessarily mean they're going to start winding back, start going back to the days of complete state control of the economy. But on the other hand, they're not going to move forward with any degree of enthusiasm down the roads of privatization or allowing the market to work.
Mr. Yeltsin's path has been strewn with difficulties, and he's got out of them before. Can he again?
Just last Thursday, President Yeltsin was accusing the Conservatives in Congress of trying to recreate the coup of August 1991. It was a creeping coup going on, he said. But now he's made one of them his prime minister. His natural allies, the people who've stuck with him since the coup, right through these last few months, are beside themselves this evening. Devastated, one of them said to me, when I asked him what he thought about it. They feel completely betrayed. And of course, the new men who are taking over are not friends of Yeltsin and will not become them now. He's in a very difficult and much, much weaker position.
James Mates, thank you. The debate over the possible use of military force in Bosnia-Herzegovina is again gaining momentum and could soon come to a head. America and France want a resolution to allow the UN to enforce a no-fly zone, but it's thought Mr. Major will urge President